So this next part is topic 4, part B. It's going to be shorter than the other one, but I just wanted to explain the composition a little bit more on each of those. So because it explains why the convection current moves, okay? So if I go back to, I'm going to be focusing really on this slide, but I'm going to be writing it on your copy, okay? So we have the oceanic and continental. I'm going to go ahead and take that off so that you guys can clearly see. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Not that hard. You guys are pros at computers. Okay, so oceanic is actually made of basalt. Well, the crust is actually made of a silicate. And if you don't know what silicates basically are, and it's basically sand-like material. It's a silicon dioxide, okay? And it's basically quartz. We haven't got into rocks. I know that that's where it's a little bit hard to explain, but quartz are basically broken up big pieces, but eventually they break down and they make sand. You can heat that up and make glass, okay? So that's what makes up majority of our crust. But the oceanic crust is much more dense than the continental. Now remember, density is the amount of matter given in a volume, in the amount of volume of a substance, all right? So if I have something that's very dense, it's going to go to the bottom because it's got more matter and gravity's pulling it down. Where if I have something that's less dense, its gravitational pull for the center of the earth is very, very low. And so that's why gas tends to rise, where liquids will go and fall down because they are more dense. I've shared with you guys that you'll use the term very rudimentarily, meaning basic terms is sink or float. And that's not a term that should be used handily when you're talking about science. It should be more dense or less dense. So if I mix oil and water, well, they don't combine for another reason why. It's called polarity. But the water will be on the bottom where the oil will be on the top because oil is less dense than water. Or water is more dense than oil. Okay? Alrighty. So, continental crust is, okay, oceanic crust density is about 3 grams per centimeter cubed, okay? All right, where continental is actually about 2.5 grams per centimeter cubed, okay? And this is actually very thin, and this is very thick because we've got mountains, okay? Alrighty. Now we go to the mantle, which we still have some silicates and oxides, but why that is significant is that silicates, I'm going to rewrite this, is starting to combine with metals, okay? All right, so our density actually is about from 5 to 7 grams per centimeter cubed. Now, a cubed is just basically a box, okay? So grams is basically just the weight of a paper clip. When we're dealing with metric stuff, or a raisin And how many raisins would fit into a box about EA big? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I wish I was a little bit smarter on that. It's about, and this is just what I'm reaching for, it's about how many raisins would fit into a contact lens. Okay. A little bit more than that, but you get the understanding of it. Okay. So we have 5 to 7. So the mantle, they're naturally just going to sink. I like that this is a 7. And why is it arranged? Because it depends on the type of materials. We're saying that they're starting to combine with these metals. Remember that this is a liquid. Okay? That is liquid. But very hot. Okay? Now we have 2 parts of the core. I'm going to switch this around and I'm going to put outer first. And then I'm going to put inner. Okay? Because I'm just going to go from the crust on the way down. So the outer core is actually the closest to the substance, and it is mainly made of metals, superheated. Okay, so its density, and mainly just I'll talk to that about that here in just a second. So its inner core, or excuse me, the density. Okay, so the outer core was metals, and I said that I'd get into it, but I would say that it's made out of iron and nickel. Okay, and what that density is from anywhere from about 7 to 11 grams per centimeter cubed. Okay, and I'm sorry, I spelled nickel wrong. All right. Now the inner core is mainly made out of just pure, what they speculate, we have no direct proof except for what's being shot out, is mainly iron. And iron is a very dense material. Now there's other traces of other things in there. And it is very hot. So if you want to put this is about 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, where this is about 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Just so that you understand, but it's so pressurized, extremely pressurized. And I think we need to talk about that. That needs to be as important as the other topics. Okay. All right. And its density is about 11 to 13 grams per centimeter cubed. So it's putting 13 raisins or paper clips. We would have to melt and smelt those, and it would actually be a lot more than that. Okay, extremely dense, extremely pressurized. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I know that these 2 videos were very long.